Sam Darnold's going to the Super Bowl. What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Sam Darnold's in the Super Bowl. So there you go. A lot of things we didn't get a chance to cover since last time we were here. We do got Brian Flores being re-signed as well. And obviously it sounded like he will be back here. But I guess we'll kind of just start off. Me and Sam Darnold going to Super Bowl. Look, so I was a cynical man up until this point, like not wanting him to make it. But just the way the season rolled out and the fact at this point, I want Sam. I kind of want him to win it now. Like me, you and I both said it when he left. Big Sam Darnold guys appreciate what he did here in that 1 year. Really kind of turned his career around, and now we're kind of seeing the fruits of that, right? But let's not act like a lot of this fan base, when the season ended, did not want him out of here, right? Let's not act like that wasn't the case. Like I remember,
for some people, for sure.
I remember after Kevin O'Connell won Coach of the Year, I remember there was that stupid Detroit reporter who leaked this wrong story about how, they view Sam Darnold as their guy for the future. And everybody took it, ran with it, and was absolutely distraught over him saying that. So let's not act like a lot of this fan base didn't want Sam Darnold out of here at the end of last season, right? But at the end of the day, you just got to be happy for him. Went to a team that paid him good amount of money to go there. And there was even still people saying like, if you look at the way it's structured, there's an out after the first year. I wouldn't be surprised if he's benched halfway through the year. He's only there for 1 year. Well, those thoughts look wrong. But again, the main thing is, let's not act like people still did not believe Sam Darnold was this guy. But and at times this year he wasn't. I mean, the second half of the season, he did not look like he did the first half of the season, kind of similar to how he was here. But man, yesterday he made some big time throws in some big time situations.
Yeah. Let me do some shout outs before I jump in here. We have our boy Nick. Man, I don't look at it as a mistake. We didn't have the coaching staff or the upper management. Seahawks have. Yep. I agree with that. SKOL, everyone. What's going on? FT Maddie, Bob Sweet in the building. There's a bunch of former Vikings going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Including Stephon Diggs. And
Stephon Diggs isn't that big of a deal though to me. I mean, it's not.
Well, and
Diggs doesn't really matter.
What's his face? Bradbury.
That one doesn't bother me either. Like,
I mean, it doesn't. It's not the same thing, obviously. And when it comes to this, I think just admittedly, obviously the Vikings ultimately fucked up. I mean, you let Sam Darnold walk, who is in the Super Bowl now, and obviously as like fans like us, we can have our opinions. I think like 9 times out of 10, you still. 9. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, you go with 9. But 9 times out of 10, you would go, like, you picked a quarterback top 10. You had a guy who was considered a bust. And only for the Vikings, only Vikings and Vikings fans do you finally get a top 10 quarterback and a franchise free agent quarterback in the same offseason. And that's tough. Like the fact that Sam Darnold was a bust up to this point, comes here, has a good season. Yeah. 14 games, 14 wins, but does play his worst games in his biggest games. And no other team, it takes a lot for other team to be like, hey, especially fans where we're not in the building. We see Sam on the field, but we don't see him we don't see like everything behind closed doors when it comes to Sam Darnold. So as fans for coaching and stuff like that, like, they deserve a little bit more punishment, I think, as far as like you guys do see him all the time. From our standpoint, it's like he didn't do good he played his worst and in the biggest games. But you don't see anybody really just be like, all right, like let's roll with Sam Darnold instead of a quarterback that we picked top 10. So it's like a tough situation, especially where you have to pay him right now. The thing that frustrates me is mostly that we could not get a trade or sign and trade for him whatsoever. And now looking back, you're like, obviously, like talent wise, that's going to be the hurt. Like getting just a third rounder after losing Sam Darnold is going to hurt when it's like, he's brought them in. Well, probably. I mean, they're easily heavy favorites to win the Super Bowl. So that part is what gets me mad, is like, even before I was like, and everyone told me like, yeah, we probably can't get a trade or a sign and trade for him, because everyone else kind of had the same thoughts. But Seattle, they go and trade away Geno Smith and get Sam Darnold. Now he brings him to the Super Bowl. Just the biggest thing, though, overall, I guess, when it comes to this, though, is just that Sam Darnold, like, definitely proved us wrong. As far as like you exactly just kind of going off of what you say, I'll throw it back to you in 1 second, but just going off of what you said, just how he started off really hot. These last handful, even the last games, like it was like game manager more than like pushing this team over the edge type of quarterback play. Well, NFC Championship, probably going against a more difficult team than he's going to be playing against in the Super Bowl, the Rams, the team that he, played one of his worst games in his career, literally this year against them. And then last year, two games against them last year, whatever, like they had his number. So for him to go in, have over 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, and beat the Rams team to go to the Super Bowl is like a massive stamp on like, can Sam Darnold be that guy? Now
Right.
that's like emphasizing that he can be, and there's no way to argue it other than the Vikings. Even if I think 9 out of 10 times you make that 9 out of 10 times you make the decision to stick with 9. In this exact scenario, for Viking fans, that scenario didn't work in our favor. And I'll just go one more thing. As far as you go, like the big thing without Sam Darnold making the Super Bowl for me was obviously like, we're going to have to talk about this forever now that we let Sam Darnold go. Making the Super Bowl does that. So at the end of the day, we want the best for Sam Darnold because he seems like a really good guy. He did come here, was made last season exciting. And now it is like, okay, like it's already like salt's in the wound already. Might as well have Sam Darnold go out and win.
Yeah. But I will say though, I mean, look, and I've kind of said this throughout the playoffs with a lot of these guys that the Vikings passed on or could have had or tried to get in like Drake May types.
Yeah.
This is playing pretty well for just the fan base right now because of what happened. There is immense pressure on this team to win now. Like, and I'm sorry, like I know we always say you got to give a quarterback time to develop with JJ McCarthy, but I'm sorry, kid. Like they picked you over Darnold, and look what happened. You couldn't stay healthy. You didn't play consistent all year long. He's in the Super Bowl. So I'm sorry, kid. Your development is from now. Like we'll give you some time to. You got to figure this shit out this offseason because this team, there's immense pressure to win right now. Because if you don't, it's a bad look. Kwesi for sure loses his job. Kevin O'Connell very well could, especially being this guy of like, hey, we got you this quarterback. We're going to have to take some of that money and fill out other parts of the roster. So we're going to go ahead. So you got to figure this out with this quarterback. So it could very well cost Kwesi his job. But at this point, he's already on the hot seat. Now it got red hot with how Darnold's playing.
Yeah.
And Kevin O'Connell, especially if this year doesn't go well, it's going to be in the same boat. Then McCarthy as well. But the Sam Darnold thing should also kind of bring it back here. Don't give up on quarterbacks too soon, right? I mean, that was a story with Darnold even last year. Like, yeah, it took him what, 6 years to finally get to this point where he's playing well.
Right.
But this is that story of don't give up on quarterbacks too soon. And you do got to give Darnold a ton of credit, right? And I know I saw Nick saying like if he was here, it probably wouldn't have been the same. And it was the right move, was it not? Yeah. That's definitely up for debate. But you got to give the guy a ton of credit, right? Like given up on by the Jets, traded to Carolina. They even brought in Baker Mayfield as well, got rid of him there. Back up in San Francisco, comes here, has his best season. We move on, send him off somewhere else. Like even just being with the Jets, what that did to his career, then the Panthers thing. For most quarterbacks, that's it. That's finito. Your mind never comes back. You're literally your confidence is destroyed. You never find a way to come back and be what you're supposed to be. But the 2018 first round pick, 7 years later, is playing in the Super Bowl. So it's all about that confidence and mental toughness. And that's what that's what failed quarterbacks don't have. And you got to give credit to Sam Darnold. Like he stuck through a lot of crap in his career to finally get to this point. And that's where I really am happy for him and do say like you got to give him a ton of credit. And again, it just puts an immense amount of pressure on the Vikings to win now. The last thing I will say about last year though, the Rams game, I honestly don't, the playoff game against the Rams, I don't really blame him for. I mean, the Rams defense had a great game plan. Bull rushed the shit out of our terrible offensive line. Like he was under pressure all day long. The Lions game, and I think I saw Nick say it earlier, like the Lions game is definitely where like he had time and he just missed some throws. Like he was off that game. And that's where we started to get the feeling like, maybe the pressure is a little bit too much for him. But yeah, I mean, obviously he's proved all those things wrong. And at the end of the day, now that we're kind of past this point, like you said, the fact that he's in the Super Bowl already makes it a bad move and makes it look bad. I'm all for him going out and winning it because, I mean, screw the Patriots and their dynasty. I mean, I love Drake May, but screw the Patriots and their dynasty, but just go get the Super Bowl.
I'm not ready for Drake May to win yet. I'm not
man,
ready for.
I mean, but at the end of the day, you do got to feel good for him. And again, it's just a lesson that sometimes it is too soon to give up on a quarterback. And hopefully with McCarthy, hopefully the coaching staff doesn't give up on him. He does his work in the offseason, and then next season we're ready to roll. Because again, like I said, immense amount of pressure to win sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and man, like just talking about Sam Darnold in that game though, because that's like you're right. Like it just seemed like the Lions game was just too big for him. Even the Rams playoff game, it still felt like that. But in this one, it was like kudos to the head coach. I'm assuming he. I don't know if he's the head coach is an offensive minded guy.
Mike McDonald, no,
defensive guy.
That's why their defense is
so good. Yeah. So whoever called the play or whatever the play called, the second down play, that was the bootleg to the left that Sam ended up being.
Was that like the fake handoff one?
It might have been it was a holding penalty on Cooper Kupp that got them the first down to pretty much bring the clock down to 30 seconds or whatever. Yeah. Kudos on that because that takes balls in this situation. And that's a play. Obviously, Sam Darnold still threw a good ball there. Didn't get caught, but obviously there was holding anyways. But Sam Darnold just looked confident there. Like that's a huge moment. Like if you don't get that, you're talking about it would have been too like I think that was to bring the clock down because of that throw. I think that's when it was at 2:12 after that. So they were able to bring down the clock or whatever. Anyways, what a ballsy move. And for Sam Darnold to step up and do it. That's why even if Sam Darnold wouldn't have worked out here in that same way, like Sam Darnold wouldn't have brought this roster, which I think it could have been possible for that to happen. And this team to the Super Bowl, it does say like you did let go a guy who can be a Super Bowl caliber at the most important position in football, regardless of that. And now when you look at it, and before I still agreed, like you have a rookie on a rookie contract or quarterback on a rookie contract, all that stuff. But Sam Darnold obviously is getting super, especially if he wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And
super underpaid here.
Yeah, and I think one of the really good things that is Clint Kubiak as their offensive coordinator. I think just again one of the really good things that Clint Kubiak did is right because he started off like Sam Darnold started off the season like red hot scorching, right, and then he got into that like against the Rams, threw the 4 picks, and things kind of came back down to earth a little bit. The thing that Clint Kubiak did really well is just realizing that like, hey, like I just got to settle this guy back down a little bit, right? I think they took a lot off his shoulders, like Nick said. They really leaned into that run game, and I think it's getting it into the mindset of, dude, you literally have a top 3 defense in the league right now. Just be safe with the football, make the throws that are out there for you. We'll run the ball, be safe. Don't turn the ball over, and we're going to win a lot of football games. And we're seeing that. And then the interceptions came down, and the confidence went back up. Because, just like yesterday, the throw to me, especially a guy out there with a bad oblique, the throw to me that really was eye-opening was the touchdown. Was it the touchdown throw to Cooper Kupp where he took a shot to the midsection and put it literally in the best possible spot for his receiver to go get it? Like, those are game-winning plays by quarterbacks, right?
Well, yeah. Even JSN's touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. But so all that stuff, but you can also look at that with O'Connell that in that way as well, like realizing maybe a little bit too late, obviously, but realizing like, hey, the offense I'm trying to call right now and what I'm trying to do with McCarthy, it's not working. I need to do some things differently. And he did that over the last month of the season. And again, really got into McCarthy's head, just complete the football. Don't try to do too much. Get it to the open guy. Our defense is playing lights out. So And I do trust that O'Connell's actually going to kind of take an inward look at himself first off on how he's calling the offense going into next season, now knowing what McCarthy does well and what he doesn't. So I think there's a lot that this team can take from this Rams team, and that is just realizing that, especially with Flores back, your defense is going to be good. So really for your quarterback, it's just go out there, make the plays as you're still kind of learning and developing in this offense. And just don't do it. Like you literally do not you need to get the ball to your playmakers and we'll hopefully run the football a little bit more. So yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like a lot's going to be now a lot's going to be on JJ McCarthy's shoulder. But I mean, it already was. Like Sam Darnold winning a Super Bowl wasn't, I don't really think that changes anything for JJ McCarthy. And I still think, I've been telling, I mean, I'll keep saying it. Like, I think JJ McCarthy I think he's going to be that guy. I think he's going to be good. I still think that. I definitely think that, especially how the season ended. I'm like, I don't know how anybody feels like he can't. It doesn't even make sense. And even you texted me the other day and you kind of went back and NFL.com dropped they dropped a highlight reel.
They found 23 minutes. They found 23 minutes of JJ McCarthy highlights.
Yeah, and you can't watch, and I guess you could make probably one with low lights too. But I'm like, how to even watch the highlights? Like, you can say what you want about highlights, but still, like, when you watch highlights of a player, at least it shows you what this kid can do. And we saw that we saw him being smarter with the football and the accuracy becoming better and progress through the last handful of games of the season. And just the biggest thing of all, though, over highlights, over any of that, the thing that separates you, because anyone can say like, yeah, but look at Zach Wilson, he has some good highlights, and look at all these other quarterbacks who have big arms and they can make big plays. I know another guy people are talking about that maybe one of your guys that people think like maybe they pulled off too early. The kid, what was the old Tennessee Titans quarterback?
Will Levis.
And like, he's made some big plays too. But the difference with JJ McCarthy is McCarthy literally plays his best football when it matters the most. At the biggest moments of the games, he plays his best football. Like, that's the thing that you can't teach. That's the thing I'm excited is mostly what you see with the highlights can do everything you could possibly want from a quarterback, mixed with he plays his best football when it matters the most. Those are, and I'm like, those two things by itself should make you feel like this kid could be good.
Right. I mean, and it's just, and look, we know, and that's the big part. Like, he knows what he needs to work on this offseason. I trust him to do it. And you don't think that him personally seeing Darnold make the Super Bowl, and now people, I mean, they've been talking about him all year long, but people talking about like, oh, yep, Vikings made a mistake moving on from Darnold. Like, you don't think that's going to stick with him this offseason? You don't think he's going to be extra motivated to kick it into high gear and become the best player he can this offseason? Like, you don't think that that's going to be like a hyper competitive kid and all this stuff, all this season, everything everybody said about you, and then this added on top of it? Like, I think he's going to be extra motivated to put the work in this offseason. Dude, it's going to have to be, it's a team effort because he's got to come in ready. O'Connell's got to come in ready to coach him a little bit better. This offensive line needs to hold up better. I mean, I see a lot of talk about the offensive line coach in the chat. Hopefully we get that figured out sooner rather than later. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. The people that, and I mean, we'll get into Flores more later. I think the people that are just watch McCarthy and just say, nope, this kid does not have it, are the same people that were basically saying like, oh, that's it, we're losing Flores. And the only reason that they're on these boats is because they want so bad for McCarthy to suck. They want so bad for Flores to leave here so that there's some sort of rift within the organization. They want all this stuff so bad so that they can look top down and be like, ownership sucks. They don't care about winning. Crazy sucks at his job. And Kevin O'Connell's a piece of shit coach. Like, that's all. They just want to bitch about every layer of this organization just so they can be right. Like, that's all it's about. Yeah. And I can't stand listening, because if you have those opinions, that's fine. But there are those people that literally want all these people to leave just for that reason. And I will tell you what, Nick, if you say the Wilfs suck, you are wrong. And that's all I can say. Like, I know, you can't compare them to other Minnesota owners, yada, yada, yada. And I know I saw someone on Twitter like, spending money doesn't mean you care to win. How the fuck does it not? Like, I don't get it. Like, you giving resources to the people you're hiring to make these decisions, like, that's the part of owners. Like, they're very hands off. They let the people they hire do what they're supposed to do. Like, that's a big part of the job of that. That's a big part of what being an owner is. Yeah, and I still believe in everything that's happening here. Like, a lot of it's gonna be Kwesi. I'm fine with. Like, if you want to bitch about Kwesi, I'm fine with that. Like, because the draft, like, moving on from Darnold was because of how bad the drafting has been. Him knowing like, damn, I gotta spend some money because I have not drafted well enough. We have not drafted and developed players. Yeah, and I agree. I mean, the Kwesi thing, whatever. But I think there's just some people, and Nick, I'm not even talking about you, even though I think, no, Nick, the thing with you, Nick, is you just hate all, no, I'm just kidding, as well. I'm just kidding though. No, I think Nick,
the thing with you is I think if there is someone who's looking good, you'll admit it or whatever. You'll still admit it. And then if there's someone who sucks, you're not afraid to just say he sucks. But I think there is literally just people who they literally just it's almost like they want to see their favorite team have turmoil. Like it's almost like they probably don't like it. I don't know what it is, but it's almost like they like the fact that like you pick a quarterback and he sucked, or you grab the coach and he sucked, or Sam Darnold goes through the team and I almost want him to win a Super Bowl on purpose just to like put it against the Viking. Like the reason why you want him to win a Super Bowl is so that it makes the Vikings look stupid.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there's just those type of people.
They'll never be happy with anybody that we have, just for whatever reason. Like, yeah, I don't know.
But I don't even know. But it is what it is. That always happens.
Yeah.
But as far as McCarthy goes, and that's the thing we were talking about, the motivation thing. Like that's what I think is special about McCarthy is like we talk about all these reasons why he should be motivated, and I'm like, I don't think he even needs that to be motivated. Like he is someone who basically missed the whole entire season with his injury and didn't play football for over a year, and then comes back, and then he has the injury thing is always going to be the concern. But as far as like his mentality, especially when you talk, every single person who's on his team has nothing but good things to say about him. And a good example of recently was Adam Thielen. He was on Pat McAfee and they brought up the whole 9 thing. And Adam Thielen was like, I love that guy. And he brought up what I said literally day one of the whole 9 thing, which is every player does this alter ego thing. Not our boy 9 was the only one to like talk about it in a press conference. He's not even the only one to talk about it. I mean, there's other literally Justin Jefferson. Obviously he's done what he's had to do, or he's like proven it himself or whatever. So he can call himself Jets or whatever, but it's like a normal thing for a player to do what JJ McCarthy is talking about, which is being a different person on the field than off the field. Like, of course, they're like, these guys are about to put their bodies on the line. You can't, like what I think Adam Thielen said it perfectly, which was, I'm not Adam Thielen with my son's dad on the field. Like you have to go into like warrior mode when you're, running at people 20 miles per hour and hitting each other. And there's 300-pound guys hitting you at 15 miles per hour or whatever. It's like you have to go out there and just be a different mindset.
Yeah. I think the one thing he does need to learn is just keeping your emotions in check in game. Like that's really the only thing. And that didn't surface, and that didn't really surface a lot. It was just that Packers, because like even like I don't know, like mean mug in the sidelines after one of the touchdowns against the Lions. Like, that's fine. Like people do that. Like the quarterbacks get pumped up when they score. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know.
I love it. I love that I would prefer him to start there. I prefer him to start with that fire and then need to pull off than be the guy that doesn't have it and like needs to find that fire. Like, I think it's a big positive that you need to be like, JJ McCarthy needs to like cool it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like that's way better than be like, he doesn't seem like he has like the fire in him or whatever.
Right. I don't know. I just think that there's I don't know. Like now, like I said, though, he has a full season. Well, a full season where he was on the team and could play. And then the injuries also factored in, but he had a season to where he got a ton of experiences, both playing and just being the emotional leader of your team. Like I hated the story about like, so his attitude kind of got or the team grew weary of his too upbeat attitude during like the doldrums of training camp. Like what the hell kind of a story? Oh yeah, they were mad. He's in too good of a mood. Like fuck you. I'm sorry, that's harsh. Yeah, but like I think that is just such stupid reporting. Like if that like you're getting tired that the leader of your team, the quarterback, the young kid with energy, is showing up to training camp with energy. Yeah. Like, are we serious? Like, really?
Yeah. Dude, they were just trying to, he was just the one to pick on. Luckily, that has ended.
Yeah, CJ Stroud, he's taking some meme time from away from him.
He's taking all the meme time. Like now, if you go scroll through Twitter, it's nothing but CJ Stroud. It's nothing but CJ Stroud. So yeah, it's a click. Even like that's what's annoying is it's like I think one thing with this year, maybe I just didn't notice, where there's like some of the reporters where I'm like, I'm not gonna say any names, but just guys I kind of would look at as more, I respected them more based on they're like ones that you can definitely go to. And there's a couple of them where they kind of like fed into that a little bit too. It's like where they brought back up stuff from training camp, and it's like, where was this before? Like now you're trying to push this stuff, even though you're reputable. Yeah. Reputables. Thank you. Sorry. Stuck with words. But yeah.
Yeah, and then like, I mean, one of them, I will say the name, it was Alec Lewis. Like he was doing his right. And look, Alec Lewis, best in the game. I think he's one of the best beat reporters this team has. But he was doing his normal video that he does on YouTube every week, is the Alec Lewis show, and he's just like, yeah, I mean, something about like in training camp and stuff and throughout the season, like there hasn't been that same like upbeat attitude you're used to with Kevin O'Connell. The vibes have been a little bit off. It's just been different, and then he moves on from it. Like you can't just say that and then just not go into depth on it. Like. Right. I don't know. It's just putting out there all these concerns that I don't know. I didn't like how that was all handled. Like if you're gonna say that, have something to back it up. Have some like proof of that. It just doesn't. It felt like that was kind of poorly timed, and just overall, I don't know. Overall, I just didn't care for it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of, I mean, even like the locker, Kevin O'Connell's losing the locker room, and Bernard has to come out and be like, what are you guys talking about? I mean, you see this probably everywhere. When someone's losing, when teams are losing, you're just going to, all of that shit's going to be thrown out there. But I honestly don't think Kevin O'Connell lost anybody.
Yeah. Then do you remember the John Krasinski, Brian Flores stuff? Do you remember that? Because John Krasinski, he writes for The Athletic. He's a Timberwolves guy.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can find it.
Speaking of that, we probably should bring up the petting thing.
Yeah, go ahead and do that quick, because I gotta.
So obviously,
I gotta find.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
What he said about it was so.
I don't remember. Was it recent? A recent Flores thing or?
Yeah, let me.
I'll let you find that. But the Pettin thing, Brian Flores, obviously, I'm sure most people saw the clip with Pettin coming out, and he was on. Whose show was he on?
Someone's just random podcast.
Oh, it was a random podcast, and then they asked him. Oh, it was a Cleveland podcast or a Cleveland guy, because they're talking about him potentially being the coach for the Browns, and they're like, "Why do you not? Or would you? How do you think he would help with the Browns or whatever?" And he pretty much pretty much said that he doesn't like Brian Flores, and they didn't see eye to eye, to the point where he worked on offense instead of defense, which obviously, I don't know what that means. I don't know if it was just different philosophies or Brian Flores. I don't think it was just Brian Flores, just an asshole to the players. So Pettin was just like in there to be like, hey, be nicer. So which is where everyone's heads at, is Brian Flores being too tough on the players and stuff, just because of the whole Miami thing.
Yeah, but anyway, so I found it. So that's John Krasinski of The Athletic. So here's the thing. Oh, first off, we got $10 from FT Matty.
My God, let's go.
Hiring him as our new DB coach. Interesting.
I mean, I would, if he retired,
he's going to want to. He's probably going to want to step away for a while and be with the family for a bit before.
But if he did do that, it would be pretty dope. And if he was like into it, like, oh yeah. Yeah, I would obviously.
But it's John Krasinski of The Athletic. And one thing I will say, he reminds me a lot of Kevin Seifert, because they're both two guys that if you watch, they get into it with people on Twitter. And like if someone questions their takes, they always kind of snap back at them. And it's probably something having to do with.
I like him. There's some of the questionable things. I'm sure you're going to get into it. But most of the time, I like his reporting.
Yeah,
he's not my favorite Timberwolves guy. I like Dane Moore better.
Yeah, I mean, he's good when he sticks Timberwolves, but when he goes to football and people call him out for, he's like, hey, I'm an established reporter. Him and Seifert, I don't know. They both look like they spent some time. They both look like they spent some times in lockers in high school. So I don't know. Maybe they, I don't know. Maybe the jock thing they don't like very much. But anyway, so
could be.
This is just so I can't remember. He was on someone's podcast, and here's what he said. Second part, there does seem to be some sort of murmurings of discontent, of a butting of heads behind the scenes with other people in the organization, that there's some intrigue about, even if he didn't get the Raiders job or a coaching job, that there's a real possibility that Flores could leave for another defensive coordinator job. I can't tell you the exact nature of the conflict or of the drama behind the scenes, but there is something going on that does lead me to believe that it is not a foregone conclusion that he would stay here to be a coordinator, and he could leave to go elsewhere. which I think would be a disaster for the Vikings, and it would be a terrible look. But yeah, there is something going on there. Maybe it's a little bit of negotiating on Flores' part, yada, yada, yada. So this whole thing, like, I love the way he says, I can't tell you the exact nature of the conflict or the drama, but there is something going on that does lead me to believe that maybe it's not a foregone conclusion. Like, so many just, here's what I think based off what one person said that I interpreted to be this. Like, that's not reporting. That is just trying to get clicks and make it sound like you know what you're talking about with football. Stick to the Wolves. Like,
not to mention,
it's so stupid.
Not to mention, it's to say, like, you've heard, like, what do you hear? What can be said about someone that makes you think that maybe it's either something that seems pretty obvious that could lead to it, or not that big of a deal.
Yeah, this I could see, and for the Vikings, like, it's not a bad backup plan. Like, you don't need to worry about the lawsuit because he's been working for you for the last 4 years. Like, yeah, we've already had him in the building. So if things do go incredibly south and they decide, like, yeah, we got to switch things up a little bit, this could very well be an option. Yeah. And honestly, an option a lot of fans would love. I'm still Team KOC for now, but he has a lot to prove to us this next year. But yeah, I don't know. When it comes to the Flores thing, like, it's obvious it wasn't true, because then you even got some of the guys on Twitter, a couple of pages that I have a lot of disagreements with, who are just like, yep, there's no other way to look at this when he's interviewing for other DC jobs. Yeah, he would have signed that extension. He could have easily signed that extension last offseason and still negotiated for, or still interviewed for head coaching jobs. Mm-hmm. That's not how negotiating and putting yourself in a better spot down the road works if you trust in your abilities. Yeah. Like, that's just so stupid. Like, this is literally people that wanted to go, and they're crazy haters, by the way. They wanted to go so far south that this team implodes this year and has to start over just because they love the chaos or something like that. Like, those people are out here saying, like, there's no other way to look at it. Flores doesn't want to be here. Be prepared to lose him. He's probably going to take another DC job. Well, guess what? He didn't. And he's here. And you're wrong. And that's all it comes down to. Like, you wanted things to go wrong so bad. Like, they're pissed that he's back, because then they can't be like, oh, see, Kwesi sucks. Kevin O'Connell doesn't have great culture. People don't like being here. He doesn't want to be here. Well, that's wrong. He's here. The money obviously helped, but it's just that type of stuff that is just so infuriating about this Vikings fan base sometimes.
Yeah, it's just clicks and stuff. That's why, I mean, sometimes it's not that hard to, like, what are all the reasons for a guy to go apply for, or just to go see what the Washington Commanders are offering on there?
Exactly.
Negotiation.
That's smart.
Yeah, who wouldn't do something like that to just and obviously now he's I don't know what it looked like before, but he's the highest paid defensive coordinator of all time.
Probably that extension he signed to this last week compared to the one he probably would have signed last offseason, probably at least double. Like, and that's the thing people don't get. It's like, well, he still could have signed the extension last offseason. He was literally betting on himself. People do it all the time. Like, it was smart of him to wait another year, because look where he's at now. Look at the money he has. Like, it was a smart move. The people that are like, oh yeah, it means he didn't want to be here because he didn't sign last offseason. I don't think you understand the business world and how, like, negotiating and that type of stuff works. I really don't think you do, because it would have been stupid for him to take that deal last offseason. It would have been stupid on his part. And look where he's at now.
Right. So that's obviously, but that kind of noise is always happening. It's just the Kevin O'Connell thing in the locker room.
But it's stupid Twitter accounts that really have no clue what they're talking about.
Well, yeah, but that's what they do. That's the thing, is, like, we always run into it, even though, I don't know, obviously it is frustrating sometimes, especially I don't know. It goes all over the place. But
the Flores thing is huge, because look, in a season where you absolutely have to win, like, having to get a new defense. I mean, you probably could have promoted Durante Jones, but as we talked about, it's still going to be a learning phase for him. But, like, in an off season where things are so important and you got to hit some things and you got to have continuity, having to redo your defensive scheme would have been an absolute disaster scenario for this team in such an important offseason. So the Flores signing was the first domino to fall, because you have to have continuity on that defense. And now you have it. You have the same scheme, same system. You're going to add players to it, of course. But in a season where, in an off season, going into a season where you need to win, this type of thing is the best thing possible, because you don't want to have to go through the turmoil of a defensive scheme switch at all. And a new coach and having to come in, get used to the players, implement the scheme. You hit the ground running with that going into next year. So it's absolutely huge.
Yep. And then it all comes back down to our boy 9.
It comes back down exactly to offense, Kevin O'Connell, all of it.
Yep. Kevin O'Connell.
Mhm.
And that's the thing is I think we can do even our offensive line. I mean, obviously, hopefully it's just a coaching thing because
Right.
the
It has to be.
talent is there.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
talent's there.
Absolutely.
The talent's definitely there. Obviously, we have to figure out the center thing with the assumption that we don't have Ryan Kelly. But still, I mean, that I think that's maybe a coach. I don't like. It's kind of weird. I don't really know. I'm like, can a coach, offensive line coach, really make that amount of impact? I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm assuming is it just technique stuff, or I don't know if there's
development. It's
philosophy on
it's vision out there. It's picking up stunts. It's all that. It's all that type of stuff. It's just it's. I think it's a lot of film. It's a lot of film study, and it's a lot of just technique base, feet base. This is coming from a guy that was like a sixth string offensive on the high school football team. But not that I know what I'm talking about, but that's just kind of what I think. I think it's just a lot of technique, fundamentals, eyes, where to look.
Because the talent's there.
How to communicate, pass off blocking assignments, that type of stuff.
Use a better right
guard. I trust in Will. I mean, we're not going to get a better right guard. Will Fries is here for a ton of money. He will be the starting right guard for as long as he's got guaranteed money on that contract.
And he might have been a little up and down, but the whole offense, he was the only one on the offensive line that played through every single game.
And he was coming off an injury, kind of got a late start. I think again, this goes back to the offensive line coaching thing. Great with the Colts before he got hurt. Average here. I think a good offensive line coach is going to put him back to more at like where we saw him when he was playing for the Colts at a high level there.
Speaking of offensive,
I think he's going to be fine.
Speaking of offensive line, because one guy we really just need to stay healthy and be healthy and not be this whole. Who was the one with like the neck injury that lingered forever?
Danielle Hunter.
Yeah. Like not this situation because it's starting to sound like this lingering problem thing, and hopefully it's not the case. Hopefully he's good by a season start, and it's not this thing.
He looked fine on Saturday.
And I was just gonna say that's where I was going with this. And Casey was standing and was too much of a bitch to go say anything to him.
Well, a couple people already got pictures with him. I'm like, another person going to bother him. He looked like he was just having a good time. I don't know. My manager got a picture with him though.
Yeah. But so I mean, Darrisaw was right there. Did he do the hockey thing?
No,
he didn't.
No.
He was just
there. He was in the suite next to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
yeah, like literally, I'd have been like,
so be honest, how's that knee, bro?
I was gonna say, like, is your knee okay? You resting it?
Yeah, you resting. Hey, whoa! You better put that leg up.
You got ice?
Be overprotective.
Ice the knee.
Yep, ice the knee.
Drink some beers.
Was he drinking beers?
I didn't look that hard. No, I just saw he was there.
You better not, man.
Was like, Casey, was that Christian Darrisaw? I'm like, yeah, it's Christian Darrisaw. He said that on the back of his jersey. Of course, it's Christian Darrisaw.
It's like, do that. Yeah, I don't know, but no, that's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool to go just see him randomly in there. Yeah. Too bad it wasn't the boy 9.
Yeah, no, he's too busy. He's too busy working on the game.
Yep.
He has no time for hockey games.
We probably won't even see him once until training camp. Probably
he's doing his drops, working on the mechanics.
Hey, what up, AJ?
Come on, AJ.
Welcome in. Yeah, dude. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, the Flores thing, big positive. That was like Flores leaving would have been the biggest buzzkill going into these next couple of years. Obviously, a guy, if we did lose him, a guy that some people brought up to take over was Gannon. What was Jonathan Gannon, who ultimately, obviously, old Cardinals head coach, and ends up, of course, of all fucking teams, picks the Packers for defensive coordinator there because everybody just wants to go to the Packers, which is just annoying as hell.
Coach Micah Parsons. I mean, I kind of get it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. Even though he's coming off of, I don't even know when he's going to be back. I can't imagine he'll be ready for the season.
Yeah, it'd be tough. It's kind
Who's that, AJ? You're talking about for quarterback? I know you're gonna say Kirk Cousins. I'm not in on this whole. I'm not in on trading for Mac Jones. I'm not trading for Mac Jones. The Kirk Cousins thing, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the Kirk Cousins thing. Even like you brought it. I like
Will Levis. We were just talking. Nick,
we were telling
Nick, it's your guy, Will Levis. Kidding.
Will Levis. I mean, It's like, what do you want though? What kind of guy do you want? Do you want a guy who can come in with potential to compete like Will Levis or Zach Wilson, or do you want a guy that you feel more confident like Kirk Cousins, or I guess you could say a Mac Jones at this point, or I know Casey hates it, but Tua.
It's not happening. Flores here. It's not happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With Flores, yeah, forget about that.
Yeah.
But even if it was a guy like Tua, like, you know what I'm saying though, like, would you rather have a guy that you can come in and has the experience,
who has started games before and has played well,
right? Unlike a guy that like
just,
straight up, you might want a guy with more potential that could potentially be better than McCarthy. I obviously want someone who I think. Trust me, he has a rock guy who can compete. Yeah, I don't know. I'm more on the side of I want a guy.
Malik Willis is going to get some damn good money to go start somewhere next year.
I think JJ McCarthy fucking's better than Will Levis is. I don't want a guy. I don't want a guy coming in like I don't think Will Levis has a shot. I mean, yeah, he has a good arm, but JJ McCarthy has a fucking arm. Sorry.
And I think the thing with McCarthy too, like if he does get the mechanics straightened out, I think a guy, because you know how, I mean, again, like that's kind of what Kurt Warner was saying. And when you watch him, he puts a lot of arm into his throws, which is why he throws it so hard. Mm-hmm. But I do think it's gonna be nice for him to have that kind of in his back pocket, right? Like, I mean, get the mechanics down, get the touch on your passes, do all that type of stuff, look more clean. But I think in some scenarios, especially like off-platform stuff, I think it's going to be good for him to have that kind of in his arsenal, just to be able to throw with all arm and throw an absolute dart if you have to do it. Like, I think it's going to be good for him to have that as kind of a backup plan on certain situations where he's got to scramble and he can't get into a good base, and he does just need to use that arm to get as much on it as he can. I think it's going to be good for him to have that ability, but he does still need to work on the mechanical things and just be a little more fundamentally sound.
You know, kind of out of the water. They won double-digit games last year. That's the guy you want to play for, Mike McDonald. Are you talking? That's the
Seahawks.
Seahawks guy. Yeah.
I mean, it's fair.
He's in the Super Bowl, so it's hard to argue. But he's also blew the shit out of 31 other head coaches this season.
Yeah,
or 30 other.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I don't know, because you watch him, he doesn't seem like the most stern guy in the world either. Like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, the defensive mindset thing. Like, that is one thing with O'Connell I'll give people. Like, he's probably a little bit too much on the soft side. And I think that's a reason why, that's a big reason why our boy T-Bass isn't a huge fan of him. And I get that, right? Like, I can see that. Like, you got to have a little bit of that edge to you. But I don't know. I still just think, and you can question the offense. I will say that. I mean, the statistics, if you watch, like, the numbers look good. But when you look at the deep statistics, the EPA per play and the DVOA and stuff like that, like, yeah, it's not. It's kind of middle to bottom part of the league. I get that, but I do just think the leadership ability is there. I think people want to play for him, and that shows with the fact that this team could have easily folded and just given up. And I know people would be like, "Oh, but no, that's Brian Flores." Like, it's fair, but the head coach is the head coach. Like, I don't know. I just think the fact this team never really quit all season long. Right. Yeah. Even when they were eliminated, like, I think there's a ton to like about O'Connell, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the job's about winning, and it's a, what have you done for me lately? And I don't agree with what Nick was saying earlier. Like, I don't blame the Wilfs for extending him after winning Coach of the Year. Like, someone doesn't win Coach of the Year, and you don't just let him go or let him go into a lame duck year as a coach. That's just stupid. Like, this season would have been a complete and utter disaster if they wouldn't have extended him. Like, you had to extend him. I get that. Like, that's 100% the case. But yeah, I mean, it's all about winning now. And like, you're going to be 2 years removed from the Coach of the Year thing. Like, yeah, it's the pressure is on to win, and not just to win regular season games, but to win in the playoffs. And that's kind of what it all comes down to right now. Like, everything else is fine. Like, the culture you build here is great. Now, yes, it is time to go win games. And so it's going to be important for him to kind of get things in tip-top shape going into the next season here.
Which
and we were playing against teams that had everything to play for.
Right.
And like, the Lions game was kind of like, the defense was amazing that game, but JJ McCarthy and the offense deserve a lot of the credit for that Cowboys game, right? Like, primetime football, one of JJ McCarthy's best games of the year. Like, the offense deserves a ton of credit for winning that Cowboys game and basically eliminating them from the playoffs Sunday Night Football in Dallas. So, I don't know. I guess a long way of saying, yes, I understand the frustrations with O'Connell. I get the fact that the team needs to start winning some playoff games. But the people that come out here and I've been saying this a lot tonight. I don't mean to offend people, but the people that have been saying he's just not a good coach are wrong. And that's really all I can say about it. Like,
Yeah,
he's proven time and time again, he is a good coach. But good, great. If you want to get to Super Bowls, you have to be a great coach. And we still have yet to see him move into that upper echelon of a great coach. I guess he won Coach of the Year, and that's awesome. But you still got to take it another level.
Yeah. And that's the thing about this is, like, I'd argue running the ball, the more you run the ball is more pussy.
I mean, I get it, because but a lot of the
I do agree.
It's like enforcing your will on somebody, and I get that, and it wears down defenses if you can run the ball effectively. Like, I understand all of that, but I don't know.
I don't know. That's this year. The running back thing, I get it. Even though for some reason, time and time again, especially towards the end of the season, when we were running when we wanted to, and we're just getting stuffed at the fucking line. And it's like, how often do you want to get? I'm pretty sure we're pretty close again, maybe that's on Kevin O'Connell, I don't know, but near the bottom of the league as far as like our yards, or like our yards gaining 0 or 1 or less yards, or whatever it is, 0 or less yards, are getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. And that happens so often. It's like, if I'm Kevin O'Connell and that keeps happening over and over again, I'd get fucking annoyed about it.
Do you know, I saw a lot of the last couple of years, I saw run the ball Kevin in Cleveland. I saw people saying, how can Kevin Stefanski, 2-time coach of the year, how does he still have a job in Cleveland? He got fired, and he was hired from the next week, and he had multiple options. That will be Kevin O'Connell if he gets fired next year.
Yeah, instantly. It's because he's a good leader. He's a good leader. Maybe the play calling thing's fair enough. Maybe he needs to figure that out still, or get someone else in there, even though there is times where his play calling is fucking perfect.
Second half of the year, I hope he's telling the truth when he says, like, I got to start with me. What can I do better scheme-wise to make our offense more effective?
Yeah,
look,
this is fair.
He said it when McCarthy started going on the hot streak. He said, yeah, I got to change some things up. I just got to I just got to put him in better spots. And we were on Rap Show, and him and Rap and a lot of people in his chat said, we'll see. I'll see it when I believe it. Like, I still think he's going to revert back to what he was doing before. And he didn't. Yeah. And the offense was effective when McCarthy was in there because of the way he was calling it. So I truly believe that he's going to dig deep this offseason and come up with a little bit more of a balanced play calling and just putting McCarthy in better spots to succeed. And I think what we saw the second half of the year, especially in the last month, I think that is going to be a lot more of what we see next year.
Yeah, exactly. And that's even with McCarthy, because even going back to like the Will Levis thing and JJ McCarthy, I'm like, Will Levis is already a bust. Like, he's already a bust. Maybe if you went to a different team, like Titans at this point could be looked at in a similar fashion as like the Jets or one of those bad teams. But McCarthy, again, like, the difference between him and these other guys who might have potential is one for one, he's younger than them all. Number two is he has that mentality. He has that winning mentality. That's why I'm like, there isn't any other young guy that has that. Zach Wilson doesn't have that. Will Levis doesn't have that. They don't have that. So I'm like, if you bring someone in, I'd rather have someone who, if JJ McCarthy gets hurt, I want this dude to come in and at least like help win some games or something.
And then they have to, because like their jobs very well could ride on success this year, right? Like, they need somebody like that. And we've had the scenarios like the Case Keenums of the world, right, where you have just a backup who's been in the league for a while, hasn't started a lot, and he catches fire. Like, we've seen that, right, with Case Keenum, but you can't rely on that happening every year.
Or what happened to Sam Darnold? Like, you can't rely on that happening.
You never have a better option that you can trust. Like, if things really go to shit, like, we have this guy who can come in and win us some football games. And that's one thing, no matter what, like, regardless of what you want, if you want someone with potential to be behind McCarthy, it makes zero sense for Kevin O'Connell. And if they're because Kevin O'Connell's not on the hot seat, but he could be next year. And it is important for them to compete for a championship. And it makes no sense for them to bring someone else who might be a project or might be a bust behind McCarthy, instead of someone that can, if McCarthy even plays bad, come and win games. And he can come in and do something with this team. You see, but the difference though is Darnold was the number 3 overall pick bust. Will Levis was a guy that was hyped to be a top 10 pick. and slid into the second round. And his girlfriend was the most famous person in his area on draft night, not him.
And not to mention,
it's a different level of bust because Will Levis was a guy, again, highly hyped for whatever reason, fell out of the first round, and then just didn't really do much.
My question is you've seen 1 year of JJ McCarthy, and he finished strong. He went 6-4. He still ended up with a winning record. And my question is you're talking about Will Levis, but where's and I think it's way more unfair to not like give JJ McCarthy the chance to be more of like a Sam Darnold.
Well, I don't think that's what I don't think he's discrediting. I just think he's saying a intriguing backup option who's going to be cheap and could potentially be that type of like, oh my God, this guy had a great year.
Right. But you should believe that. I feel like you should hope that is what JJ McCarthy is. Obviously, if you watch him and you just feel like McCarthy can't be that and Will Levis is, if you're just a Will Levis fan, it is what it is. It's fair. But I'm like, first off, the chances that anybody even like what Sam Darnold has done, who else has done that?
Baker Mayfield probably would be.
But Baker Mayfield was rookie of the year his first year.
That's true. Yeah.
He had like 40 touch. Didn't he have like 40 touchdowns? His second year was good, and then things started dropping off. Yeah, and then he goes over. So it's not the same thing as Sam Darnold.
Right.
Like there's not really been someone who came in, was a bust. Malik Willis is so if Malik Willis his career continues to play well, he's an example of another one.
Malik Willis is going to be because he's going to make a lot of money off of 2 games. Right? I guess he played probably 3 or 4 games, but he's going to make a lot of money off of 4 games, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, Josh Allen, that's a good one too. But Josh Allen, of course, it was more of like a 1.5 year thing where he didn't play well. He never got cut and was on his like 8th team in 8 years before someone
like an actual bust. Yeah. He got time to turn into Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Which you could argue Will Levis, but I mean, if you go and draft a different quarterback number 1 overall, that puts you in that category. Yeah. we were a fan of Willis too. We had us picking him in the first round, which is
what was that was what it was. Kenny Pickett, it was
Will Levis,
Malik Willis. No, it wasn't Will Levis.
No, Malik Willis,
and Desmond Ritter, I think,
and Matt Corral.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But that's the hard part is that was like our first.
We had Matt Corral for like 2 weeks last year.
I know that was our first time doing any of the draft stuff. So it's like you're comparing quarterbacks to each other. And when like Kenny Pickett looked like the best quarterback, in my opinion, when watching them, but you're obviously you're comparing them to a bunch of besides small hands, you're comparing them to a bunch of other quarterbacks that weren't very good.
Yeah. I will say Green Bay Packers, they know what a good quarterback looks like. The reason they have a quarterback factory is Malik Willis serviceable, plus LaFleur is pretty good head coach, which is funny because if you want to talk about the whole Kevin O'Connell thing, if you look at Packers fans, there's a lot of them that are not very high on old Matt LaFleur and kind of didn't really want him to be there, but he just got an extension.
Yeah. And
he got fired, he'd be playoff games in his career. I get that.
Yeah,
but still
true. If he got fired, he'd be a head coach.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it wouldn't have taken long.
Willis over Love. Yeah, and plus Love is overrated. Come on, he's overrated, anyways.
Oh, God.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think McCarthy. What do you talk smack about the Packers fans? Yeah, Packers fans suck. But no, overall, I don't know. You'll hear me throughout this whole offseason. I'm not even close of giving up on McCarthy. I think McCarthy has it. I think he's got.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's got the it factor. Mm-hmm. I definitely 100% do. The injuries is a whole different story that could fuck everything up, but I think he's got it. I think he's the type of guy who's going to spend this offseason trying to get as good as without any external motivation. I think he's got it in him to put the work in anyways, but obviously bringing competition or whatever never hurts. Like, I think he's going to be good. I was impressed of what I saw with him in the last handful of games, other than 2 throws in the Packers game, which kind of, he fell back to like where he just threw. There's 2 throws where it was like, what are you doing? But he was like 3 games.
The last game of the year or the first?
Yeah, the last game. Yeah. The Packers, the first one, there was a lot.
Yeah, that was just him.
Yeah. But the last one, there was like 2 throws where it was like, why'd you do that?
But then there was the dime to Ben Sims on the sideline.
Yeah,
like, it's just
insane.
There's so much good.
And the stiff, I don't care what you say about him getting, but The
Yeah.
stiff arm,
Yeah. Nasty.
putting his shoulder down, like,
Yeah.
not smart, getting in his face. Like, how do you
Like, look,
watch that? And you could be
yeah.
like, oh, what a cringy guy or whatever. He's
Yeah.
like, dude, I want my quarterback, my young quarterback, to have that in him. Why would you not? Like, I'm glad that's in him. Now he just needs to control it.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like Super Bowl or NFC Championship game, you got to lower your shoulder, get a first down. You go right ahead and do that. In the game like that, you probably didn't have to. But again, that's another thing. It's the elite athleticism
agree.
that you also have to appreciate. The ability to escape the pocket, which he did a couple times this year, make throws on the run. Like, I don't know, the people that watched him play that last game. I think I saw someone say he looked abysmal against the Packers. I'm like, how can you look at him and say that unless you're going into it with a preconceived notion this guy just can't play? Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, too bad. He had 2 throws he shouldn't have made. Other than that, he was fine.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just, again, I think a lot of the hate just comes down to the fact that they want the quickest way to get Kwesi off this football team.
Yeah. It wasn't a smart play and I don't want to see it from someone who's dealing with injuries, but I respect the mentality. Like, I don't know. There's no way around it. Like, I'd rather, again, Josh Allen's like a guy like Josh Allen. Like, he's going to do that, even though he shouldn't either. He's bigger. He can handle it more. But it's just like, you want the guy, the competitive nature just shows how important this game of football is to JJ McCarthy. And especially when he's off the field, he just doesn't. If you saw him off the field and you never seen him play football or anything, you would never be like, this kid's got the dog in him. Based off how he talks, all that stuff, whether you think it's cringe or not, off the field, he doesn't seem like that. But on the field, like, that's a dog move. You want your quarterback to be a fucking dog. I don't care what you say. Even though it was stupid, he needs to not do that. He definitely needs to not get in their face and get a penalty. But for a young kid in a game that didn't matter, it's like, I like to see it. I like to see that. If it was a big playoff game or whatever, it'd be super stupid, I get it, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I like to see that because we didn't see that. Kirk Cousins didn't have that fucking dog.
Right. But how aggressive they get is going to tell us a lot, right? Like, I mean, because if they get super aggressive where they are trading draft picks for a backup quarterback, or like then you'll kind of, the writing will be on the wall a little bit that maybe they don't know for sure. But the big thing, like, early on in like OTAs and training camp and stuff, like, we're going to hear, the reporters are going to be there, and we're going to hear a lot about how does it look mechanically? Have things changed from last year? Is this getting better? Is like, we're going to know a lot very early on if he's been putting in the correct work in the offseason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And hopefully, these guys get a lot of work together so they can learn to catch.
Yeah, and I will say with Jefferson, I think a lot of that, I mean, throws the ball too hard, sure, but I do think a lot of that is just that lack of chemistry there. And I think that is something that they do need to work on, and I trust both of them will do that. And it is nice to see that Jefferson, I mean, again, what else are you supposed to say? Has kind of gone to bat, mainly on Twitch, a couple times for McCarthy when people start talking shit. Like, he shuts it down pretty quick. Like,
well, and he's come out and says that's his that's his quarterback. It's not just him. Like, I've already talked about it. Like, all of TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones. I just said Adam Thielen. Like, everybody on this team has nothing but good things to say. I think it's good things to say about JJ McCarthy. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it was frustrating this year having a young quarterback and having to go through those ups and downs. But overall, it sounds like these guys definitely believe he can be great.
Mm-hmm. Like, and the big thing I will say, like, to me, Justin Jefferson, maybe Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill, maybe. I don't know. Those are like the only guys to me that should not be, and I've changed my stance since last offseason. Like, Justin Jefferson, Christian Darrisaw, maybe Brian O'Neill on the offense are the only 3 guys who should not be playing any preseason snaps. Outside of that, everyone else is on the table. Play them for a couple halves in those first 2 preseason games. Get them on the field. Get some work in.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely. I definitely, because I think that was if I was gonna pick one thing that was the biggest mistake, and it was not having the starters play in the preseason, specifically McCarthy.
Yeah.
Like, that's the perfect time to get the feel of a game again, especially if I get the injury thing, but it's like, he's about to go play 17 games. Like, you need to get him out there for a handful of drives and just get things going. I think so. Even next year, like, you have.
I mean, and normally, yes, but with the way that kind of went, like McCarthy needed more seasoning. He needed more time just on the field. And I mean, and that is true, but you're not going full speed in those joint practices. You're not full tackling. It's just not, it's not the same type of situation. Obviously, unfortunately, it didn't really work all that well.
No, I think McCarthy definitely needed to get some more reps.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I would expect Addison to be traded, but if you're going to keep him, smart time to extend him. And that is kind of true because you could get him for super cheap right now. And just like they did with Metcalf, I'm sure you can put some clause in the contract that if he does anything that causes suspension, you can void guarantees. Like there has to be some sort of thing like that you can put in a contract, I would assume.
Though I also wouldn't be surprised if Addison would rather just bet on himself.
Which is also true. Yeah, that's fair.
Because that's the thing too, is like, I don't know. I'm the type of person, like, based off of what Nick said, like, I agree with him. Like, if you can go get him cheaper than you would have based on talent or whatever, like, you should do it. But I don't know. Like, then there's the people who say that it looks bad. Like, it looks bad for them to go extend him after,
right?
Which was by the way, ended up being a foul ball. I'll say that. So I don't care what anybody says. Jordan Addison has 2 strikes and maybe like 3 foul balls, but he does not have 3 strikes, in my opinion, anymore with that whole case being dropped because nobody knows what happened. And you don't really see something like that just,
I mean, it's just
dropped in the way that it was.
It's just unfortunate that his name even had to be just mentioned in it. Like, that's really the worst part about it all.
Well, no, definitely. But that's why it's a foul ball.
No, see, I equated it more to like a check swing where you did go around, but the ump just didn't call it. Like that's where I'm at with that. It's a check swing, like you swung, but the first base ump decided you didn't swing.
But hey,
even though you probably swung,
still at bat. He's still at bat.
You're still at bat. You're still at the plate. You still got a shot.
Matter. He's still at bat. So, I mean, giving him extension might be kind of crazy, but if you get him for cheaper based off his talent, it is what it is.
Yeah. For sure.
But
anyway.
Overall, obviously, we're going to be talking about this stuff a lot. Probably get into some draft stuff here soon just to kind of get the ball rolling on some positions and all that good stuff.
Do we want to run a mock
real quick?
Sure, why not?
Okay, we can run one real quick. Start it up. I'm going to try to get a Shedeur Sanders. The Browns don't really want him. You mean Pro Bowler Shedeur Sanders?
Did you see Shedeur Sanders? Yeah,
got Pro Bowl.
Like,
yeah.
Huh?
I know. How is that even possible?
So we decided we don't have a 4th round pick, right? So just 3 round.
Yeah, let's just do 3 round. Shearer's caught the ball in Cleveland. Sanders numbers would be insane. Go look at the drop percentage over there. I don't want him to be good. He needs to be ass. We need McCarthy to be good.
I don't really. Shedeur is just whatever to me.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck him.
Someone posted a big tweet that went viral having him next to Trevor Lawrence with their stats or whatever and saying that guess which one's in the Pro Bowl. The Trevor Lawrence, he made the Pro Bowl probably. I'm guessing. I'm guessing that was just I'm sure it was like a clickbait thing. Probably. But if he didn't make it, it would be fucking crazy.
Yeah. But anyway. See what we got.
All right, where are we at now this week?
I saw earlier this week someone drafted us today. Daniel Jeremiah drafted us a safety out of Tulane in the 1st round. Did you see that?
I saw that too. Yeah, who is that guy? Go find that guy.
He's got to be down here quite a bit.
Oh, just another fucking reach for.
That's what I was saying too. It's almost like
Kwesi, I guess.
People would trust Kwesi more if he just literally took the best player available. Did he go already? If he just took like the best player available. I think the fans. I'm going to scroll one little bit here. This guy right here, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
I mean, good grades.
Coming off a damn good season, 6'2", 202.
I mean, I like all that, but I don't now.
Nick, you like him?
Yeah. I mean, right now it seems kind of like at pick 18. Maybe I haven't even looked at him, so I can't say anything. But
I saw Dylan Theinman's kind of snuck his way into the 1st round as well.
Who did?
Dylan Theinman, the safety out of.
Oh, yeah.
Oregon.
Oh, did he?
He could go round 1. I don't expect him to go that high. Yeah. He's better than Dylan. Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
Good to know.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't checked them out. I
We
can't
haven't,
wait
we
to
haven't,
actually
you know,
look
we
at
haven't
the
traded
safeties
yet.
this
We
year.
want to drop back to 25 with
Let's
the Bears.
do it because here, go back and just look at the players real quick. Because who would we go after?
Probably, I mean, Terrell, maybe
I
Caden
like the
McDonald.
Caden McDonald. Yeah. I fuck with
Maybe
that
if we
guy.
wanted to get kind of funky, go tight end. We could probably get
Yeah,
like
which I
25,
do
go straight
like
back.
him, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't think that's the play.
Yeah, cool. I mean,
It's kind of just,
yeah.
I'm kind of with just McDonald there. What's
So we
what's
got
our next trade?
the Bears
28.
at 25, the Bills at 20, or the Bills at 26, San Fran at
Man.
27. We could trade the Bears, but we're gonna need a lot from you. No.
All right, we're gonna give it a shot. Even though I just haven't even really looked at guys at the back half of the draft, but there's just not a ton of positions of need over there.
All right. They trade up for the edge.
And he's going. All right, who do we got? If Terrell would have landed there.
Yeah.
Colton Hood. I don't know much about him. Click him real quick. I haven't looked too much into him.
Who's that?
I mean,
Colton
Hood.
Yeah.
Coverage grade solid.
6'1",
195. And wish he was over 200. What are we thinking, Nick? What we thinking?
Because he would have said go for Caden McDonald.
I'd take Caden. Yeah.
He's not there anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, if I would have stayed, I would have went with that too.
Hood, great tackles, but slow in process. Okay.
What do you think?
If anyone has any intel, you let us know. And we could go tight end. We could say we get rid of TJ Hawkinson and 6'3", 245.
I mean, this dude's a freaking monster, but I know there's a lot of people, Viking fans, who do like
AJ wants to do.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of people who do like the idea. Let's do it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll go. We'll be a little different this time. Plus, we know there's some defensive backs you can get later. We picked up another pick in the third round there. We'll take it. Maybe someone nice will fall to us here.
Cool. Let's see. Boom.
Dylan Thyman's there.
We
could roll with it. It's a good spot for him.
All right, we'll go with Nick here.
Actually, Jamie and I, we do this every now and then where we stumble upon a player and we actually find out we randomly take him because his position of need, he turns out to be pretty good. I saw Nick bring up Justin Jolie's name a couple times, and he was the guy we just kind of randomly drafted in one of our mocks.
We haven't looked at him. Usually what happens is we do mock drafts and I would be like doing highlights with them, and that's kind of how we figured out. But
Cooper Beebe was that guy. Take
Cooper Beebe and
rolled it.
And so was that. Was it a tackle or the guard that the Patriots picked in the
Cole Strange?
Cole, even though he ended up not being good, right?
Yeah. Do we go safety? Nah.
Fuck it. No, do it.
Keontae Scott.
Ooh.
6 foot, 194.
Not
Nick,
terrible.
thoughts?
Nick's thoughts. Nick, we need you.
We could double down on safety. I don't know. This guy any good? Could go center. Yeah, we need.
Who's that? How about that?
We could go Trinidad Chambliss. Anyone? Yeah,
he's moving. His ass is moving up.
Oh, it's gonna move. I would not be surprised if someone just like trades into like the back half or back like end of the first round to snag him. Man, Scott, like Lewis, okay, or Price.
Scott, to be honest, I like Lou a lot. C1 or Price. Scott, which one's Scott?
Lou.
Lou down here.
On Keontae Scott.
Yeah, I say let's just go him.
Who?
Cornerback Scott.
He says he's meh on him though.
Oh, he said he's meh on it. Oh, meh on Scott. Oh, to be honest, I like
Lou a lot. Center or Price.
I know you like Price.
This guy, the running back.
Yeah. The duo, the guy who spells Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
Or
we go again.
What's our trade back looking like?
63 with the Broncos.
Do you think we could still get that center potentially?
Maybe. I mean, he's right. Probably not.
Let's roll the dice, baby.
Want to trade back?
Yeah.
We're not going to pick anybody else because we didn't do it. We only did a 3-rounder. Oh, actually, we would. Off a trade.
Do it again. Another time.
There we go.
Hey. See, Quasi just needs to like put his foot down.
All right, and he's there. Look at that.
Let's go.
Dylan
Trade back again.
There we go, Nick. We got him, and we got more picks.
Let's go.
There goes
That's how
Trinidad,
you
top
do
of the third round.
That's how you do it.
Plug and play center. Okay, coming off injury.
Ooh, let's
Double-
go double down.
double down.
Hey,
Do we double
Emmett
down?
Johnson. I say Emmett.
Yeah, Emmett. We're doing Emmett Johnson. Like,
Let's
I'm
do it.
done already. I've decided. We could. It's funny. We could have gone because I think isn't. I know Nick's talked about Slaughter before too. We got a couple more picks here. So we've done pretty well, I would say. I mean, we got tight end, we got a safety, we got a center, we got a running back. We haven't done corner yet.
Which there probably isn't.
Is there anybody even? Nah, I mean, if you're Scott, Malik Muhammad, those are guys. I think we do have some 4th round picks. We could get them a little bit later. I mean, obviously, you're probably not going to take them here, but
are we on our last pick or do we have 2 picks?
Oh, we have 2. We have 2 picks in the next 3.
Go. What are we thinking here? I know we kind of we haven't watched him yet, but he's that big guy that would be interesting.
Fields,
Malik Muhammad, he says.
Malik Muhammad, big fan. Even this early.
What pick is he?
Wait, I gotta go to. I mean, that's how I go. You gotta go to cornerback. 106 average draft 104.
Okay. I mean, let's do that with our 97th pick.
Yeah.
With this one, let's just go with
Isaiah World. Tackle depth for sure.
Yeah. Who said that? Yeah, let's go with FT Matties.
Sure, I like it. I mean, again, like we do need some depth to tackle. Otherwise, I mean, you could go for the tall receiver, but yeah, I like it.
Let's do it, and let's end it with that corner.
Yep. All right.
A+. I don't think we've seen. I think
they want us to draft a receiver instead of sure. Okay. C+, B, B+, A-, B-, B. I mean, Emmett Johnson. That's my Bucky Irving, or not Bucky Irving. That's my your guy, RJ Harvey. This year.
Harvey.
I want him so bad. Minnesota kid too, I think. Right? Didn't he grow up in the cities?
Yeah.
I mean, again, doesn't have like that top line speed like Bucky Irving and Harvey have, but dude's shifty. It'd be a nice little nice back to put along with Jordan Mason.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun if we got him, I think. Obviously, we have a lot to look at for our side of things, but I'm a big fan of Barham as well as Michigan Pride, dude. He's always all over the field. Hell yeah. But anything else?
No, I think that's about it. Thank you guys for joining. Obviously we'll have one more show before the Super Bowl, so I'm sure we'll talk a little more about Sam Darnold then. But yeah, I mean, nothing else. We'll see you guys next Monday, same place. We'll decide on
probably it'll probably be 6:30 Central.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see you guys next Monday right here, G Sports Podcast. You know where